Hello, welcome to Mount Tabor Grand Lodge YouTube channel. I'm Grandmaster Herbert Ware. Uh, I want to take an opportunity to thank all of our subscribers, those that get our videos regularly. I want to thank those who have viewed. Those that have not subscribed, I'm asking you to subscribe. I'm also asking you to tell a friend, tell somebody else, because all of your viewing helps us do what we do. It helps to fund our mission. And our mission is to elevate the intellectual and moral levels of all we come in contact with. So we are asking you to continue to support us. You can also support us by buying Masonic Maturity Through Scripture from Amazon. This is a book that will help you change your life. It will help you, it will point out the good you do and the bad you need to change. You know, we always say you got to recognize and then adjust what is going wrong or what's going good and what's going wrong so that we can get where we want to be. The other publication is Unlocking the Secrets of Freemasonry, Blue Lodge Holy Bible Reference Guide. This publication here is great for the Mason. It gives you a bridge between the Holy Bible and your ritual. It's great for studying. It's great for developing lectures. So again, I thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, let's look at completing your paradigm shift. I've gotten a lot of questions about this. Apparently, some people didn't quite understand what a paradigm is and how to adjust it or how to approach it, attack it, etc. So we're going to try and lay this out in simple terms. Let's start from the very beginning. I, you, and we came wanting something. We want more. Increase is just in our nature. We, but understand we have what we have because of what and how we do or have done things. We do things because of what and how we think. So we think both consciously and subconsciously because of what we've been exposed to. Now, initially, we had no choice but to accept what was given. But as we grew, we failed to neglect limitations and do's, can't do's, and cannot do's from those around us. We accepted them. And now we have what we have is comfortable to us because we accepted it. Well, comfort is a sure sign of decay. I'm going to say this and I want you to hold on to it. It's better to be a little discomfortable than have a lot of regret. So the discomfort can be temporary if you have the right motivation. Now, what is a paradigm? A personal paradigm. Those are the belief systems or the paradigms uh, which constitute the way in which we see the world. Our reality is constituted by how we see things. All of our actions, our personal life choices, our professional, physical, and social practices are heavily influenced and at times strongly directed by our personal paradigms. A personal paradigm is the sum total of your beliefs about yourself, your abilities, your past, and expectations for the future. It is created from early childhood lessons. It's fostered and fed by relationships as we grow, and it also gets fed and food from our environment. Now, for those of you with children, especially small children, I direct you to Proverbs 22:6. Chapter 22, verse 6 says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart. Basically, start now developing the right paradigm, the right belief system in your children. If you got those teenagers and so forth, you got to try and redirect it. Now, so you might be thinking, is a paradigm a way of thinking? Yes. Proverbs 23:7 says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So a paradigm is a shared set of understandings, conceptions, interpretations, and beliefs. They are held commonly, uh, they are held in common by significantly large communities. In other words, if you look around you to your environment, your surroundings, your people that you affiliate with, you socialize with, and so forth, those they all generally have the same paradigm. In the old days, they say birds of a feather flock together. Okay, and you know you got to look at what they are seeing, and you'll realize what you're seeing. And it is a core way of thinking about some aspect of our world or experience. So you want to take a look at that. You got to recognize that, and then you got to decide what it is you're going to do about it. Now, why should you do that? The question is, how can a paradigm limit us? Well, it can either restrict your potential, keeping you stuck in old patterns of thinking and acting, or empower us to believe and achieve our goals and desires. For instance, if our paradigm is rooted in the belief that we are not good enough, it will limit our ability to achieve our goals and to perform at our very best. So, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that is why the paradigm basket has to be flipped, emptied, almost like a whiteboard, we say, because you're going to replace it with the proper paradigm items. By doing nothing, by not doing our best, okay, we develop habits of half doing and start accepting half truths about what we can do because we start giving ourselves limitations and we start accepting less than our best performance. You know, I think the number one culprit in formulating a bad paradigm is lying, falsehoods, lying to yourself about yourself, which create false beliefs about you and those around you. So it's one of those things that, yes, paradigm can limit us and keep us stuck in a rut. Now, what is a paradigm shift in someone's life? Well, a paradigm shift is a major change in how people think and get things done that upends and replaces the prior paradigm. Remember, I said, let's flip over the paradigm basket, get rid of everything that we had and we were given, and now start replacing them with good things, strong, positive, growth potential beliefs. Shifting your belief system, though, is disruptive. A paradigm shift can result in accumulation of anomalies, anomalies, and evidence that challenges the status quo. So basically, shifting a paradigm shifts uh, uh, attacks the status quo, and that's where the disruption comes. So we have to just have a revolution within us. We have to go through a process of discovery within us. Okay, and the only way to do that, the best way to do that, is go back to the foundation. Start with a clean slate. Why is it so hard for people to change their paradigm? Because it is disruptive, typically noisy, chaotic, emotional, and time consuming due to the deeply held shared beliefs of people and subscribing to the dominant paradigm because people want to hold on to comfort. But again, comfort is a sure sign of decay. Whatever your dominant belief is about you and about others, it will manifest itself and it does become a paradigm. So, the paradigm shift in education is particularly challenging as it needs to occur in the ecosystem level, at the ecosystem level, and as well as institutional and individual. Now, you're the one that controls the individual level. You have to change what you see and the world around you. You got to be decisive, you got to be deliberate, you got to be determined to get the best out of you. If you give, ye shall receive. If you give you the best, you're going to get the best. Making a paradigm shift or any change in life begins with a decision. As I said, you, I, we cannot do it with a half-hearted mind. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if we want to change, we got to start over and start with that whiteboard, clean slate. You have to be open and honest with yourself. Remember, the number one culprit is lying, making excuses. Joy and happiness awaits the made-up mind and effort. Chance favors those who are prepared. So we have to get prepared. If you have do, you have get. You give a lie, you get a lie. This applies not only to money, but time, thoughts, work, and words. So you got to do it all or don't do it at all. How do you change a paradigm? Think about the results you're getting or you've gotten and decide those that you don't want, the results you did not want, and ask yourself are habits, what habits are causing the results of what you've received. Proverbs 18:15 says, "An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ears of the wise seek knowledge." So that lets you know, how do you change your paradigm? Seek knowledge. How do you seek knowledge? Videos, books, reading, positive growth, inspiring conversations, good environment. That's how you change your paradigm because we start looking at the world differently. The second thing is you got to write the behavior out that you choose to have and make it crystal clear. Okay? Ephesians 4:2 says, the old man must be put out to pasture. You got to cut him off. I said, flip over the paradigm basket, get a whiteboard. You got to get rid of the old self. It reminds me of a Facebook page post I saw where Denzel Washington said something. The caption was, when somebody brought up his old self, he would just stop them dead in their tracks because he would say, that person is dead. And believe me, that ends the conversation about whatever. So the principles, habits, and dispositions of the soul must be identified and changed before you can get a lasting change in your life. There must be the old self must be put off as an old garment, okay? And you put it off, throw it away as if you would be ashamed to wear it or ashamed to be seen in it. So you want to get rid of them. You want to mortify them, subdue the old self, and flush it. There must be a sanctification, which consists of a couple of things. Now, sanctification means you are just, bam, making a change, and you got to work diligently. Remember, let's go back up a little bit where I said there has to be a decision made, it has to be deliberate, and you got to be determined. You got to ask yourself what habits and behavior are going to get you where you want to be. Okay? And yes, those probably need to be uh, the polar opposite of what you've been doing. Ephesians 4:23 and 24. The new man must be put on. It is not enough to shake off corrupt principles, but actuate uh, we must be actuated by gracious ones. We must embrace them and get them written on our hearts. It is not enough to cease to do evil, but we must learn to do well. So, what we're talking about is being renewed in the spirit of your mind. That's what Mount Tabor is after. Uh, do not be conformed to the ways of this world, but be renewed by the changing of your mind, or be changed by the renewing of your mind. The other thing is uh, we got to use the proper and prescribed means in order to have the mind which is a spirit renewed more and more. We got to use the proper means, the prescribed means. What are the prescribed means? We're constantly putting in, okay? You cannot, it's like this glass. It's going to only take so much. And after so much, it's going to start coming out. So we are the same way. If we put we overflow ourselves with negative gonna come out. We overflow ourselves with the positive, the good habits, the good beliefs is gonna come out. So that's what we have to do. And uh, by the new man, we mean the new nature, the new creature, which is actuated by a new principle. And it's really uh, regenerating grace and enabling a man to lead a new life, because the overflow goes from you to everywhere around you, and it will change people around you, or it will cause you to change the people around you. But it all begins and ends with you and your efforts. Now, if you want to identify some specific uh, things you need to grab a hold to, you can go to Galatians 5, verses 22 and 23. There you find the fruit of the Spirit. And those virtues and characteristics which comprise the fruit of the Spirit is how we're supposed to live our life. And when we're living our life that way, then we're open to God's grace and favor. But again, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So I'm going to say it again. You got to be decisive. You got to be deliberate. You got to be determined. Now, That's how you complete and change your paradigm. That's how you shift your paradigm from mediocre to more than enough. And again, I'm gonna say it again because I don't want you to make say I make it sound easy, but shifting your paradigm is disruptive. It's typically noisy, chaotic, emotional, and time consuming. Remember that as you're going through the process because everything on God's green earth operates by way of a process. So, with that, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you very much. Continue to view, subscribe, like our videos, give us remarks, and if you care to, you can always make a donation. And if you're in the Houston area and you decide you want to look into being or becoming a Mason or an Eastern Star, give us a call. My contact information is in the About section on our YouTube channel. So, with that, aim high, never quit, and expect to win. Thank you.